Donald Trump receiving his first unendorsement from Senator Kirk of Illinois. But does this risk fracturing the entire party? You want to go to Senator Rob Portman, who has been critical of Donald Trump's actions of late, but still supports the presumptive nominee. Senator Portman, thank you very much for joining us. This week was a tough week for the presumptive nominee and your party. And many critics have come out and said, listen, certain areas are off bounds. I think you've been one of them, but you haven't gone as far as Senator Kirk. Where do you stand right now with respect to Donald Trump, and what would you like to see from him?
Look, I thought his comments were wrong and offensive. I was actually in Ohio when he made them and talked to the media right away and said, you know, you can't suggest that someone can't do their job because of their ancestry. You know, it's just un-American. It's not the right approach. And I think that's the way most people are responding. By the same token, we've got a choice here, and that's Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. And you look at the Clinton policies, it's going to be a continuation of the status quo or worse in some cases. And, you know, we just, Charles, interestingly, had a jobs report from last month in the middle of all this, you know, controversy about Trump's comments. And it was a horrible jobs report, yeah. And it showed that the economy is not picking up. And, you know, you talk about this all the time, but we've got to have a pro-growth tax reform, regulatory relief. We've got to use the energy we have more efficiently. We've got to come up with ways to train our workforce better. All these things are things that Donald Trump does talk about and is for. It makes him a real contrast to Hillary Clinton, who wants to continue the overregulation and the more taxes and the bigger government that has gotten us into this mess we're in. So I think that's where Paul Ryan is focused. That's where I've focused, is how do you actually get back to talking about policy and the stark differences between these two candidates.
Right, or as they would say in Cleveland tonight, it's just a layup or a slam dunk. Senator Portman,
I hope we have a few slam dunks by the Cavs tonight. I'm going to the game on Friday, but yeah, we're hoping to win a couple at home here.
Senator Portman, you've been a leader in the fight against opioid epidemics. You've talked about this for a long time, and of course, more recently, Prince's death. The toxicology report says it was an opioid overdose. And it really highlights the complexities, right, of dealing with this, prevention, and how to turn the tide. We acknowledge now in this country it is an epidemic, but what do we do about it?
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, the tragic and untimely death of Prince, I hope, will now be used as a way to channel some of the grief into something constructive, which is how do we keep other people from going down this path? It is true that he died of an overdose, and you know, I hope that will be a teachable moment for the country. We need to do much more on prevention and education, keeping people out of the funnel of addiction in the first place. But Charles, we also have a lot of people who are already addicted, and we need to face up to this issue, take away the stigma, get people into treatment, get them into longer-term recovery. We have legislation that passed the Senate by a remarkable 94-to-1 vote a couple months ago now. And we're trying to get now the House and Senate bills together. Right. They're two slightly different approaches, but there are ways to address this issue, and we have to do it. If we don't, we'll continue to see not just this tragic premature death of Prince, but unfortunately, 129 people dying every day of overdoses.
Senator Portman, I can tell you just from my own personal life, I have relatives who have been addicted to drugs for 30 years or more. Yeah. So I know it's an epidemic, and I'm so happy and honored that you're fighting it. And we appreciate your time on the show.
We'll continue to do it, Charles.
Thank you very much.